I do think it was a little disrespectful. He should have stayed on the stage and continued taking pictures, but I also think people blew it out of proportion. If you were in this Olympia, if you were in the open division, how would you have done? And you gotta love it. He didn't skip a freaking beat. Question was asked. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about Hadi Choopan and Keon Pearson. Let's start with Hadi Choopan. Hadi just posted a video. He's posing, made some comments to go along with it. Obviously, it was translated. Hadi speaks Farsi. And he stated that he feels that he should have regained the Olympia title. I don't expect anything less from him. But he went on to criticize the judges a bit. Don't quote me word for word, but basically saying the judges made a mistake. They were wrong. Let's just leave it at that. But might not have been best way to put it. It could have left a sour taste in the judge's mouth. I'm sure they end up hearing, seeing stuff on the social media. Now, we remember back when Hadi lost the title to Derek Lunsford, takes the initial picture and then he leaves the stage. People were all up in arms about that. I do think it was a little disrespectful. He should have stayed on the stage and continued taking pictures, but I also think people blew it out of proportion. People saying he's never going to win the title again. The judges are never going to give him the title again because of that. Well, after that, he did go on to win the Arnold Ohio and the Arnold UK. And I think if the judges were going to hold it against him, we would have seen that at the Arnolds. And it wasn't so. But I'm sure it definitely left a sour taste in their mouth. They weren't happy with that. Once again, I don't think it's going to affect the way they judge him. Hopefully it doesn't. I don't think so. But it probably wasn't the best and definitely could have left a sour taste in the judge's mouth when they see this and they hear about it. Now, Keon Pearson, I was scrolling through my YouTube feed. I clicked on a video. I don't know what channel it was, but Keon was being interviewed. And he said something that I really, really, really liked. If you watch my videos, if you've been a regular on my channel, I've talked quite often about mindset, the mentality, the attitude when you're approaching this. I like the freaking attitude that Keon has. He showed some attitude. He was asked about, obviously, he's definitely interested in doing the Open at some point. How soon? I'm not too sure now. At first, I thought it might be a few years, but maybe not. He was asked about doing the Open, and he said, yeah, he wants to do it. He wants to stand next to the very best in the world, and he wants to do that on an open stage. And he would love to stand next to Samson Dowder. And then the one doing the interview asked him straight out, if you were in this Olympia, if you were in the open division, how would you have done? And you gotta love it. He didn't skip a freaking beat. Question was asked, top three. Didn't skip a beat. That shows he has a lot of confidence in himself. That doesn't mean he would have been top three if he did the Open Olympia. Although I think he can become very dangerous in the Open Olympia. It's just the attitude. I said it over and over again. I hear these bodybuilders talk, and they don't sound like they have a lot of confidence in themselves. Well, I'll be happy to get this, or I'll be happy to get that. He would have been standing next to Samson. He'd be outweighed. If you go by their stage weight, I'm sure if Keon stepped on the open stage, he's going to be more than what he steps on the stage when he competes as a 212. But if you go by stage weight, Samson is 100 pounds heavier, 100 pounds more muscle on this frame than Keon. And like I said, when Keon was asked the question, that response, top three, he did not skip a beat. You gotta love it. And I do think we're going to see him in the open division for sure. And it just might be a little sooner than I initially thought. Okay, if you agree or disagree with anything I've said, please let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.